Hello everyone, Lawrence here from Unicorn Reviews with another video on the Royal Kludge RK89. When I got an email asking me if I wanted to review this keyboard, I knew I had to have it because yes, sure, Royal Kludge does really budget-oriented keyboards. This one's only 66 euros at the moment, which is ridiculous for a 89 key keyboard, mechanical with hot swap and triple mode, so you can have 2.4 gigahertz but also Bluetooth and also use it as USB and all that sort of stuff. Plus it's got like foam layer damping and so the price on this keyboard is insane. But what is more insane, in my personal humble opinion, is the layout. Now you won't see that on the box because Royal Kludge just can't be bothered to design boxes because you buy these online, who cares about the box? On the sticker though, you can see that this is the brown switch version. You can get it with clickies, you can get it with linears, and you can get it with tactiles, which this is the brown tactile, or as I like to call it, really scratchy, because the Royal Kludge switches just aren't the best, but more about that in a bit. Alright, so for 66 euros, not only do you get a really funky layout that's sure to get some attention, but in here, as I said earlier, you do have a Bluetooth mode, you have 2.4 gigahertz mode with a little handy dongle hidden in the back, so you always have it with you, and you can also use it over USB, and the crazy thing is there's even a USB hub built into this very budget-oriented keyboard. Furthermore, the build quality on this is pretty good. This is a very heavy keyboard, and sure, part of it is due to a battery, but there's basically no flex that I can feel, especially not when typing on it, and it sounds good because there's foam in it. So what I'm going to do is open this one up real quick so you guys can see what's inside. Alright, so taking apart the Royal Kludge RK89 is fairly simple if you do it the second time. The first time will be quite infuriating because first of all you use one of these little blue Doritos to lift up the front, and then the whole plastic will just fall off. However, there's a screw here, 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 but also here. So there's a little diffusion panel under here which goes in between the metal plate and the RK logo, and because there's diffusion panels here, you don't see this extra screw here. And then to make things even worse, Royal Kludge also put one screw under one of the rubber feet, but not both. So just the one on the left side of the keyboard, and then on the right side of the keyboard there's one under what they call an OLED display, but really it's just 3 LEDs and a bit of diffusion. Anyway, once you have those screws all taken out, you can easily just lift the entire plate up. Of course, make sure to be careful because there are connectors in here. One of them will go to the USB hub daughter board, and then one's for your battery. So carefully remove both of those plugs, and you'll see that there is foam in the bottom. This foam over here helps you fill up all the holes in here so your keyboard doesn't sound cheap or hollow, which is really good that they do this for a keyboard in this price range. As you can see, a very simple USB-C to triple USB connector here, and then over here there's a 1850 mAh single cell LiPo battery. Nice stuff. In the bottom also on this keyboard, again, you'll find that little 2.4 gigahertz dongle. You also have flip-up feet in 2 stages, so you can choose what angle you have your keyboard in, and 2 buttons here. So one of them is to turn the keyboard on or off, and then the other switches between 2.4 and Bluetooth. The plate and PCB itself, again, very sturdy, so there's not really any flex when you're typing on this keyboard. As you can see, more foam in between the metal plate and the PCB, but also this foam is not the highest quality. It's actually a fairly light, cheap-ish foam. It's not like silicone or anything, just simple foam. On the back of the keyboard, again, you see these little 2 dip switches here, along with hot swap sockets. Looks very nice, all of it really. No like ugly soldering marks or flux anywhere. And again, as I said, this keyboard is hot swap, so if you do want to swap out these honestly not so good RK brown switches, it's as easy as just using the included keycap puller, taking out your switch and then plopping in a new one. There you go. With the keyboard back together, it's time to look at our stabilizers. As you can see, hopefully, these are clip-in stabilizers, and they actually have quite a bit of lube on them already. So you have one for your spacebar, your shift, right shift, and of course your enter and backspace. The keycaps themselves, they are okay, but I wouldn't call these like super high quality. As you can see, they are double shot, so you have some sort of shine through, so you can see, hopefully you can see the lettering in blue, because this keyboard only has blue backlit keys. However, you can also get an RGB version if you really want to. With all the keycaps back on, it's time for a quick sound check, keeping in mind this is like a thin IKEA desk table, nothing underneath, no mouse pad, nothing, so it might sound a bit hollow. Alright, so not the most amazing sounding keyboard in the world, mostly down to the rather scratchy brown Royal Kludge switches, but also no mouse pad, very thin hollow desk, so everything sounds a bit more hollow and cheap on this. Now time for a quick size comparison, because you do buy a keyboard like this because you want that numpad. With this one though, the numpad, a bit of a strange one. You have like arrows in here, but you have your num keys 0, 1, 2, 3 over here, and they go all the way up to the top. A bit strange, takes some time to get used to, but it does work. However, you don't get an enter or your plus, minus, divider, multiplier. You don't get those keys, which are very handy to use. You always have to go to here, 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 and of course over here at the 8. Now if I put this keyboard at the bottom and take an RK84 Pro, this keyboard has just 5 less buttons, but it's way more narrow. So if you do a lot of mousing work, if you're gaming every now and then, and you don't want to smash your mouse into the side of your keyboard, I don't think this is worth it. And if I compare this to probably my all-time favorite layout, which is this 96% Echo 3098, you have like dedicated nav keys. You have your delete, insert, page up and down at the top, which you have to use a multiplier for on the RK89. And for just 1 U of extra width, you get so much more usability, ease of use. It's so much more like a full-size keyboard, this one, that to me the RK89 is a bit of a niche product. That's like fun when you get a free keyboard, and it's fun to review these sort of things, but I don't think I would actually buy it. Alright, so time for a conclusion on the Royal Kludge RK89, and as I said, I really like it. I wouldn't buy it myself because I prefer the 96% layout, which is just 1 U wider over here near the numpad and is far more functional. However, this is such an incredible value. 66 euros for a keyboard like this is crazy. If you go to brands like Razer and Corsair, you'll spend more on a crappy membrane keyboard. With this one you have very well looped stabilizers. Stabilizers are fine. The only real problem with it is the switches. They use RK switches. I wasn't a fan of the reds, I wasn't a fan of the browns. I'm probably not going to be a fan of their blues either. However, hot swap keyboard, just buy some other switches, throw them in there and you're good to go. If you want to get new keycaps, this is a fairly standard layout to find keycaps for. If you want to take off the frame and paint it, easy to do. If you want to put in silicone instead of foam, bit of a harder job, but it's easy enough to open up this keyboard and get on your way. So I do really like all of that stuff about it. One thing that is a massive criticism for me here is the software support. For some reason, each Royal Kludge keyboard has a different driver. It looks identically the same, but unlike with Razer, Logitech, or Corsair, where you plug in 50 of their products and just select which one you want to adjust, you need a different driver for each one of them. And to make things worse, I could only find the software for this keyboard on the Amazon page, not on their own website. So yeah, Royal Kludge, please fix. With all that said, I'm done for this video. Guys, please subscribe, like, share, bell, thumbs up. That's the same as like, isn't it? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!